Rain pattered softly against the metal roof of the salvage yard, a quiet lullaby beneath the buzzing hum of broken dreams. Eli Mercer, a 34-year-old former aerospace engineer turned cosmic junk collector, stared through his scratched-up visor at the hulk in front of him. Towering above the other derelict ships like a long-forgotten sentinel, the vessel looked like it hadn't seen space in centuries. It was ugly. Rust colored the hull in angry streaks, and the left side bore a gash wide enough to swallow a hover truck. Most buyers had laughed and walked past it. But Eli wasn't most buyers. He saw beauty in broken things. "This the ship?" he asked, turning to the junkyard AI attendant. "Model unknown. No registry. Found floating near the rings of Titan. Power core dead. Minimal interior scans suggest non-standard architecture," the AI replied in its clipped, emotionless tone. "Perfect. I'll take it." The deal was finalized with a thumbprint, and just like that, the ruined colossus was his. The next morning, Eli stood on the ship's boarding ramp, tool bag slung across his shoulder, and excitement burning in his chest. He stepped inside. The air was cold, unnaturally so. His boots echoed across the steel floor, and pale blue light flickered in strips overhead. Strangely, there were no signs of carbon scoring, no burn marks, no indicators of battle damage. Just decay. He walked through a corridor, brushing his fingers against a wall covered in thin, vine-like etchings. Symbols. Art. A language. Then a whisper. Not a mechanical groan. Voice. "Help me." Eli froze. His heart raced. "Hello," he called, hand going to the blaster holstered at his belt. "Who's there?" Silence. He turned a corner, stepped through what looked like an airlock chamber, and the floor vanished beneath his feet. He hit something soft. A net of sorts. And then before he could react, no claws. He was hauled upward with inhuman strength, yanked into a chamber that glowed with amber light. Eli landed hard, coughed, and looked up, and his breath caught in his throat. She wasn't human. Tall, lithe, and radiant, the figure before him had shimmering violet skin, bioluminescent veins glowing faintly beneath the surface. Her silver-white hair flowed like liquid moonlight, and her eyes, glowing like twin suns, locked onto his. "You heard me," she whispered, voice melodic and layered with harmonic overtones. "You heard my call." I thought I imagined it," Eli stammered. She tilted her head. "I've been alone a long time." He slowly stood. "Who are you?" "My name is Kaelith. I am the last of my kind." She looked around the room, then back at him. "And this is not just a ship. It's a prison." As Kaelith explained, the ship's architecture began to make sense. It was organic, grown, not built. The walls pulsed faintly with warmth when she moved near them. Eli listened as she told him the story of her people, the Valari, a once great race of bioengineers who could craft living vessels from stardust and willpower. But greed and jealousy among galactic empires led to their downfall. The Valari were hunted, their ships destroyed, and Kaelith, a crown-bearer of her people, was captured. Her mind had been bound to the ship's core, imprisoned in stasis for centuries until some malfunction had triggered a partial awakening. She had been calling out ever since, waiting for someone who could hear her voice through the static of time. "You freed me when you stepped aboard," she said. "Your presence. Something about it resonates with the ship." Eli stared at the walls pulsing again beneath his hands. "I'm just a mechanic." "You're more than that," she said, touching his chest softly. "You can repair what others cannot." Over the next several days, Eli worked tirelessly. Kaelith guided him through the strange living systems. He learned to interact with the ship not by wires or fuses, but with intention, touch, even emotion. The engine wasn't mechanical, it was a heart. The ship wasn't dead, it was wounded. They ate together, she teaching him her language through song-like intonations. He, in turn, taught her Earth's idioms, to which she laughed, a sound like wind chimes. But as they grew closer, a darkness approached. Kaelith's awakening had not gone unnoticed. One evening, while Eli was tracing a neural conduit to the ship's navigational cortex, alarms blared. Unidentified vessel entering proximity. The ship reported in a deep, reverberating voice. Kaelith's face went pale. They found me. Who? The collectors. They hunt my kind to harvest our neural matrices. I thought we had more time. Eli's heart pounded. Can we run? Not yet. The core is still recovering. Eli bolted to the main interface chamber, Kaelith at his side. Through the front viewport, a black insectoid craft approached, bristling with weapons. A boarding beam powered up. They'll breach us in minutes, Kaelith said. Eli's mind raced. There has to be something, anything, left in this ship we can use. Kaelith turned slowly. There is, but it's dangerous. She led him to the ship's deepest chamber, one she had avoided showing him before. The door sealed behind them, and in the center of the room sat a pulsing orb suspended in a field of light. The Soulforge, she said. What does it do? It binds two beings into one. Merges mind and will, temporary but powerful. It would give you control over the ship as if it were an extension of your body. Eli blinked. That's insane. It may be our only chance. Without another word, Kaelith stepped into the light. Eli followed. Pain flared, then light. He saw through her eyes. Felt her ancient grief. Her endless loneliness. Her hope reborn in him. Power. The chamber disappeared, replaced by the cockpit. Eli's hands moved, and the ship responded before his thoughts even finished forming. The collector vessel fired. Eli rolled the ship hard, weaving through the first barrage. The once sluggish vessel now moved like a dancer in vacuum. He countered with blasts from hidden weapon pods Kaelith had long forgotten. The collector ship surged forward, latching on with a boarding claw. Not today, Eli whispered. With a thought, the ship's living hull morphed, spikes erupting along the side. The boarding claw was ripped apart. He followed up with a bioplasma surge directly to the enemy's engine core. Flames and twisted metal scattered across the stars. Silence returned. Eli gasped as the bond released. He collapsed to the floor, panting. Kaelith knelt beside him, her touch soothing. You saved us, she whispered. We saved each other, he said, smiling weakly. In the days that followed, the ship healed faster. With the threat gone, Kaelith and Eli focused on restoration. But something had changed between them. Not just a bond of survival. Something deeper. One evening, as stars drifted outside the viewport like glowing pollen, Kaelith turned to him. What will you do now? She asked. Eli hesitated. I was thinking. Maybe I won't just fix broken ships anymore. Maybe I'll fly one. She smiled. Where would you go? Anywhere you want, he said softly. Everywhere. She stepped closer, her fingers brushing his. Then let's find the stars that forgot us, and remind them who we are.